All right, Shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect. As you can see, the article is put up, what, 9 hours ago, a day ago, 19 hours ago, about the microchip. The top three is talking about over there in Sweden. So I'm gonna go on a Business Insider, and then I might go into the second one, South China Morning Post. It says thousands of people in Sweden are embedding microchips under their skin to replace ID cards. A microchip implant has shown in this photo with body hacker Johan Osterford of Sweden. About 3,000 Swedish people have inserted a microchip into their bodies to make their daily lives easier. People with the implants can wave their hand near a machine to unlock their office or gym rather than taking out a key card. So-called biohacking is on the rise as more people depend on wearable technology and interconnected devices. All right, is that not what you see over here in the States? As far as first, you were able to just buy a regular cell phone. Just put in your pen and call it a day. All right, and that was, back what, 10 years ago. I remember, I'm not that old, but even just myself when I was younger, maybe about 10 years ago, getting my first phone, all you had to do was open it up and use it, man. All right. Now, what, you have all types of you know, you know, fast forward 10 years later, I know just even in the new galaxies, they have something called biometrics. I believe it's called like biometrics. Let me see if I could just show brothers in my phone. Because I'm trying to see where I could find it at. I think it's is it under display or security? In these new phones now. It's like I'm trying to find it. I don't know where I seen it at. Okay, lock screen and security. Here it is. So you have a thing called biometrics, intelligent scan, face recognition, iris scanner, fingerprinter, scanner. So technology is amping up nowadays, man. And that's all to the leading, all right, of you being acceptable, of you being in acceptance of the chip. So it says thousands of Swedes are having microchips implanted into their bodies so that they don't need to carry key cards, IDs, and even train tickets. They've been conditioned. About 3,000 people in Sweden have inserted a microchip, which is as tiny as a grain of rice under their skin over the past 3 years, agency French press reported. The technology was first used in the country in 2015. The implants have already helped replace the need for a host of daily necessities. Ulrika Selsing's microchip, which is in her hand, has replaced her gym card and office key card. When she enters her workplace, the 28-year-old simply waves her hand near a small box and types in a code before the doors open. Last year, the state-owned SJ Rail line started scanning the hands of passengers with biometric chips to collect their train fare while on board. And then this video shows you see how it works during see how it works. And they go to show you in this video. It says there is no technological reason the chips couldn't also be used to buy things, just like a contactless credit card, but nobody appears to have started testing that yet, and they will. Right now, Esau's, because we know Esau is the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. All right, just like when you go in the story of Adam and Eve, all right, which is all metaphorical. Let me add that. It's not literal. All right. And The part where Eve was speaking with the serpent was that serpent, when you go into Revelation the 20th chapter, is actually a man. It goes into that old serpent, which is Esau Edom. All right, and this Esau Edom, so-called white man, is very, very, very subtle in his wickedness. So what you have now is Esau being subtle. He's making it, he's making it seem nice. He's making it seem tangible. He's making it seem tasty. But the scriptures say this, man. Psalms 55 and 22. No, Slakia. 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So where here it is, Esau is making it seem, convenient for you now, but I'm gonna get into it. How it's gonna go from that until Esau put, blatantly throwing in your face that if you don't take it, you will be put to death. It says a slight sting. All right, so it's convenient. It doesn't hurt to take. Why would you get it? The procedure is similar to that of a piercing and involves a syringe injecting the chip into the person's hand. Self-Sing, who obtained her injection at a work event, told AFP she felt just a slight sting, but the chip implants could cause infections or reactions in the body's immune system. But nobody's talking about that though. Ben Liberton, a microbiologist at Max IV laboratory in southern Sweden. Then you got this clip, which goes into Revelations 13, man. He said he's going to implant it in your forehead or in your right hand. Which is just an indicator, which means that it's going to be implanted in your body. It says the rise of biohacking. The modification of bodies with technology is on the rise as more and more people start using tech wearables such as Apple Watches and Fitbits. What we was talking about before. How before, you could just buy a phone and that would be it. Now phones come with all types of, cool gadgets. As far as watches that links up to the phones. Like I was showing brothers before, how you have the biometrics where you can open a phone with your facial recognition. Or, with your fingerprint. All right. And it looks convenient, it looks cool, But really it's for what? Esau to gather, your is it for Esau to gather information on you. About 4 years ago, Swedish biohacking group Bionfiken started organizing implant parties where groups of people insert chips into their hands en masse in countries including the US, UK, France, Germany, and Mexico. Some 50 employees at Wisconsin vending machine company 3 Square Market voluntarily agreed to insert microchips into their hands, which they could then use to buy snacks, log into computers, or use the photocopier. It says Sweden seemed more willing to try the technology than most other nations. And I'll just add, about reading this, taking this chip equals death. Complying to the ways, to this system equals death. Okay? This is, see, Proverbs 5. I'm gonna start at Proverbs 5 and 3. For the lips of a strange woman drop as in honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil. Esau's coming smooth, man, at the beginning. But her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. You know? Because in Revelations, we could grab that. We always get it. But it's very, very detrimental that you know what you're getting yourself into when you take this chip, man. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. All right, and I know I seen a video of the Apostle Ta'ari. He put it up the lake of fire. You know, he put up a video called the Lake of Fire, where how you have over there in Hawaii, volcano ash just eating up everything in its path, man. And that's how the nuke's gonna be. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone. All right, so imagine bathing in basically that lava ash, man, in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. That's that nuclear missiles. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever. And they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast and his image, and whoever received the mark of his name. This is Revelation 16:2. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image. Hey, so we gotta pray to not take that chip, man, because you will be finished. All right, if you take the chip. Back in Proverbs 5 verse 3, for the lips of a strange woman drop as in honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil, but her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death, her steps take hold in hell. You know? And that's hell, man. Because hell can be what? It can be a condition. All right? Or it could be a grave. When you go into the etymology of it, man. It could be the grave or it can be a condition. Her feet go down to death, her steps take hold on hell. Like I just read, whoever take that chip, you're gonna be tormented, a condition. All right. Like when you go into the book of who's this? Jonah. He said what? He was in the belly of the large fish. He said he was in hell, man. So hell can be a condition, man. Lest thou shouldest ponder the path of life, her ways are movable, that thou canst not know them. Oh, that was it. That's all I wanted to get on that. So taking that chip equals death, man. Great death. It says thousands of people. This is the other one I wanted to grab. Thousands of people in Sweden get microchip implants for a new way of life. Basically saying the same thing. I guess I don't have to get it. But this is becoming a way of life in these other countries, man. I just say in the world, you say the best for last. So it's gonna be, hey, they're gonna start pushing it here, man, and we can't wait till we can get the heck up out of here. But just so y'all can be aware, man. Beware and don't take the chip. Because that equals your death, and that equals not just a regular death, man. Shit, man. That's the worst way to die. Let's put it like that. Your spirit, you gonna be tormented in your soul, your spirit. All right, you get that. Brothers in camp, they showed the picture of Sarah Connor. Sarah Connor and Terminator 2 Judgment Day, when she had a dream. She was watching the kids at the park. And out of nowhere, all right, you just seen nukes, man, in that nuclear winter, that fire just cooking her ass, man, while she was holding on to the gate. This is Zechariah 14:12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Because the scriptures say these nukes, man, they're gonna burn up. The scriptures say how it's not gonna leave neither root nor branch, which basically means everything in this place gonna be burnt up, man. As in Sodom and Gomorrah. The scripture says more tolerable. Actually, it's even more tolerable in the day of Sodom and Gomorrah than for that place. Yahweh Shah was talking about when he's preaching in Capernaum. You just grab it. Matthews. I think it was Matthews 11 and 23. Okay, Matthews 11:23. And thou, Capernaum, which are exalted to heaven, shall be brought down to hell. Because Babylon is exalted into heaven, man. All right, America's exalted into heaven, man. People risk their lives just to get over here. They think it's a refuge, man, a safe haven. They come over here, they make their money, they live good, then they send that money back home, man, and live well back home. For if the mighty works which have been done in thee had been done in Sodom, it would have remained unto this day. But I say unto you that it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom in the day of judgment than for thee. So the word it started here, man, over in America. All right, so when that judgment comes, it's going to come great, man. Greater than Sodom and Egypt, man, which is still a memorial until this day. Could picture that, man. And everything the Lord say, man, when he said, everything the Lord say, it will come to pass, man. He wasn't just joking when he said these things. It will come to pass. This is why you have what? World War III, everybody showing off their nukes. All right? Because that nuclear war will come to pass. So with that, Lord willing, your Akim was edified. Shalom to the elect.